Chapter 6.6, the customary system. So the United States has been using the customary system of measurement since 1824. While most of the world uses the metric system, we still use the customary system. Don't ask me why, or I'll tell you it's probably because we're stubborn. So the customary unit of measurement includes length, weight, and capacity, how much something holds. So within each of these, listed from smallest to greatest, we have inches, feet, yards, and miles, ounces, pounds, and tons, fluid ounces, cups, pints, quarts, and gallons. Notice that ounces is both a weight and a capacity, which is why for capacity we call it a fluid ounce. In addition with the abbreviation FLOZ, it stands for fluid ounce. So take a minute to kind of read through these. They give you kind of some good comparisons of what exactly is a ton, okay? Besides being 2,000 pounds, about what is that? So down here at the bottom, we have 3 different quantities with 2 different measurements. For example, the weight of a person, we usually measure the weight of people in pounds. This person weighs 160 pounds. Something less helpful is the equivalent of pounds, which would be in ounces, 2,560 ounces. That's a lot of ounces. So you're typically not going to go up to someone and say, to your doctor and say, well, I've lost 349 ounces. Okay? You're going to say, I've gained 2 pounds, or I've lost 10 pounds. Okay? We talk about pounds. Distance between home and school. Unless you live across the street, you're usually going to talk about it in miles. You're not going to use inches. It's way too large. I don't live 63,360 inches away. We use smaller increments for smaller distances, larger increments for larger distances. Okay? The same thing with water. A swimming pool contains about 17,000 gallons. That's still a lot, but in comparison to 272,000 cups, it's much more reasonable to use. So in our examples today, we're going to choose an appropriate unit of length, weight, or capacity to describe certain things. So let's get into our examples. Example 1, choose an appropriate customary unit of length to describe the height of a flagpole. Well, our choices are inch, foot, yard, or mile. Well, a flagpole is pretty good height. An inch is pretty small, so an inch isn't going to do it. A mile is certainly too big, so somewhere between feet and yards. Depending on how tall the flagpole is, we're usually going to use feet to describe a flagpole. Anything under 20, maybe 30 feet, we'll use feet. Anything over that, we might start to use yards. Okay, example 2. Which customary unit of weight describes a bag of ice? When we go to Lake Havasu, we buy bags of ice to put in our ice chest to keep our food cold while we were on the boat. Ton, a weight of 2 grand pianos. Well, that's way too big. That's out. An ounce, the weight of a slice of bread. Ice weighs more than a slice of bread when I'm buying it by the bag. So I'm going to use pounds. We usually buy a 7-pound bag of ice. Seems like an odd number, but that's how they sell it. And number 3, choose an appropriate customary unit of capacity to describe the amount of liquid a water bottle can hold. Well, in this diagram down here at the bottom, we see everything from 1 fluid ounce, pretty teeny tiny, to a cup, 1 pint, 1 quart, and 1 gallon. Most of you are familiar with a gallon of juice or a gallon of milk. Even a quart is a it's about a liter, give or take. Okay, here's a water bottle, so I'm going to use quarts to describe a water bottle. All right, that's it for examples. The QCs, CYUs, and the assignment are very similar to this. So get started and I'll answer questions the next time I see you.